25th. Do another recap of the Sinquefield Cup, round 8. I won't start for a few minutes, give people time to show up. I asked the powers that be to either put me on Chess TV or raid me. But, doesn't mean they will. I'd say this was the most boring round of the tournament. Let me clean my glasses. Let's see. I know there's something here. Oh, I just can't find it. Yeah, unfortunately, all the games were drawn. They weren't very exciting, although one person was completely winning when they repeated. So always repeat. So the standings never change. Round 6 was all draws. Round 8 was all draws. I'll be doing commentary tomorrow. There was a mix-up today, and I actually volunteered not to do commentary because that seemed like the best thing to do. But I'll definitely be doing commentary tomorrow. Not sure if it's with Hess or Crush. Don't know. It's with Hess or Crush. I just don't know which one. It's Karen. Hooray. I made the board blue because I'm wearing blue. And then you're red and the wall's red. So that's good. The microphone's red. We're getting another one tomorrow. Karen's making a mood lighting in here. Wait, where's my drink? Did I leave it out there? Oh my God. Can you get my Perrier that I left out there? Yeah, I left my Perrier? I mean, that's the worst thing that's ever happened to me. Yay, Curious Chimpanzee. Thanks for the 200 centidues. Go Thaddeus. Let's refresh. Karen keeps changing all the lights. So, like woo. Yeah. Whatever she does, she doesn't like it. Where's my Perrier? I left it out there. How can I leave my Perrier? I mean, I've never done such a thing. Man, it must be like I'm an old man. I can't remember Perrier. Yeah, Kieran and I went to Toronto for the weekend, and there was a chess player there that we were going to meet where they play chess outside. And I said, what's your name? Because we knew his name on not Twitch, on chess.com. And I didn't know what his actual name was. And he said, Perry, eh? Don't forget the Perrier. Yay, the Fireman 592 subscribed. Was Irina the one of the lifted ones in that photo? Well, I'm not sure if that was English, but yeah. In fact, they were both Irina. They just had different last names. Also, their first names were spelled differently, which doesn't make any sense. What am I looking for? Don't forget the Perrier. But I forgot what I was looking for on my phone. Oh, I know. And I still haven't found what I'm looking for. Well, nobody's answering me, so I guess I'm not nothing's gonna happen.
Or maybe they are.
They could have said, can't do it today. Matthew Perry, eh? That's right. My wedding is September 18th. Where should I send your RSVP? Do you have a trash can? Go Face Chew. I mean, good job. Okay. We'll still send a gift, even if you throw it out. I guess. I don't know where my Perrier is. What kind of world is this where I lose my Perrier? Terrible. Was Chandler Canadian? I don't know. Yes. This is one of the greatest moments of my life. I'll point TV your way. Good. Yeah. So I'll be on Chess TV at some point. Hooray. All right. Is it a Cub shirt? Who are the Cubs? This is a Never Play F3 shirt. Obviously. I wouldn't want you to play F3. Ugh. Yeah, Fabi was doing really well, then he played F3. Terrible. I've never been so insulted. Man, Americans who aren't the top, Fabi, they suck at technique. I mean, whenever like Jeffery or Świercz has a very nice advantage, it's like they can't possibly win. Like it's just like it's going to be a draw for sure. And Shankland. Shankland was winning. Jeffery had a big advantage, maybe winning. Świercz had a big advantage, probably winning. And did nothing. Draw, draw, draw. Yeah, typical. Magnus is, is like, Magnus might die and roll around in his grave if he sees that. A hype train is close. Go face chew with your wedding. Go Spencer. Is there a Fine Gold merch store? Obviously. Exclamation mark merch. Vincier SPG subscribed. Good. I would never play F6 shirt, obviously. Fabi destroyed Mamedyarov today. Are you from the past? Did you get into a time machine and didn't realize you did? Fabi Mamedyarov was yesterday. Truth hurts. My commentary is the best. I agree. Yay! I love banning people. Oh, it's what somebody says when they want to get banned. That's what it is. Oh, snap. Yeah. If you're going to spell Caesar wrong, you probably should make a joke about him. Yeah, learn how to spell Caesar. Terrible. And so on. Typical chat. No wonder the Know Nothing Party got so many votes. And so we'll get rid of this. And yeah. Have I seen trailer? No, I have not. How do I have an opinion based on a trailer? Go Millard Fillmore. That is correct. So I'm going to stream longer than I normally do. And that's going to be a practice of mine. Over the next few months, before I retire, I'll be streaming 3 to 4 hours a day, like 6 days a week. Because we used to have 3,200 subs, and now we have 1,200. So I want to get a lot of subs again and do some more content and give stuff for our employees to do, making videos. We're making tons and tons and tons of videos. I weighed them. It was 8,000 pounds of videos. It was 4 tons. Unbelievable. Like the 2 women who sang It's Raining Men, our videos weighed slightly more than them. Slightly. Yeah, so every day we have 1 million videos put out. We're going to have short ones, long ones, medium ones, etc. That's what she said. Let's see. Deleted, etc. That's right. Yeah, anyway, if you go to the Chess Center YouTube page or my YouTube page, there's 1 billion videos all the time. And they're all new. They all have the best thumbnails. They're all current. Even the ones we made years ago are current. Yeah. Now that I'm a raw vegan, I know a lot about currents. It's raining men. Not no more it ain't. Ow! Good Simpsons reference. Hallelujah. Marcelo speaking in tongues. I don't know. What are you saying? Looks like Italian. Why would an Italian person speak Italian? There we go. Now you're talking. My French is, not good, but it's better than my Italian. God damn. We have people who speak Italian on this stream. We got every language covered here. Yeah. He speaks a little English. Did you dye your mustache or are you crazy? Whether I dyed my mustache or not, you're crazy. But I did not dye my mustache because that's stupid. What am I, a moron? Not dyeing my anything? Jesus Christ. What am I, Daniel Negreanu? Changing everything about me with drugs and hair implants and all kinds, steroids. I'm not doing that. I'm just me. God damn. Even Portuguese, yeah. Man, that's how you spell Sveshnikov? Terrible. Yeah, exactly. When Spencer dyes his hair, then you know he dyed his hair. Because, he did it on purpose. He wants to see his hair dyed hair. Yeah. See, people like when Spencer does stuff, you notice, and he did it so you notice. When Negreanu does it, he's like, I didn't do anything. That's the worst. I mean, all Negreanu does is take drugs and get fake hair and, fake everything and, insane. And then he says, oh, I didn't do anything, eh? Dante subscribed. Hooray. Da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. Hallelujah. All right, I'm going to start soon, but not too soon. Did the train already die? Man, you guys are the worst. Man, you guys are worse than I thought, and that's not even possible. Court Monson subscribed. Gut. Hooray. Yeah, today was boring. After I show the 5 games, I'll probably play Blitz or have a tournament or something. I don't know. I'll do something. Maybe I'll do an arena tournament. Might not even play. So, more 83. More. Nobody likes me. More. Trying to learn. In October, there's the U.S. Championship, and I'll be doing some commentary for chess.com, Twitch, for that event too. Tumke 1996 subscribed. Good. Hooray. Yeah, I've been rewatching Curb. It's just great. I mean, I've seen every episode, but it's just great rewatching it because it's been like 2 or 3 years. Just great. Better than I thought. How's that even possible? Yay, it's Brank Foyd. Very suspicious. All right, chat's getting downhill here, making less and less sense. So we'll look at the games. So when Jeffery's paired up, he's got 2 patents. There's 2 things he does. He loses, like badly, or he's better or winning, and then he draws. That's what Jeffery does when he's paired up. When he's paired down, he wins. But when he's paired up, he's either winning and draws, or he just loses and he played terrible. So this is one of the winning draws that he had today. Okay. So he played c4. They transposed to some kind of Queen's Gambit. a6 is a move. It's been played. Not that common. Miken at X1985 subscribed. Good. Yeah. Okay. Fabi might disagree with what assessment? Oh, yeah, that game was ridiculous. Yeah. Watchful Prism subscribed at tier 1. All right. Takes bishop f4, trying to make this move look silly. Mamedyarov, wants to take on c4 and play b5. That's why he played a6. So we just played the bishop f4 line where a6 is in sort of quickly. And then he plays c5, which, saddles him with an isolated d-pawn, but he literally doesn't care. Okay, so these isolated d-pawn positions are fine. Yeah. Now, in this position, you can play d4, but you're still a little worse. And Mamedyarov doesn't want to draw against a low-rated player. So this move doesn't have any good long-term prospects. It's just like, you probably draw, and you're worse. So he just, like, didn't do that. He just wanted a position, and then he'll play a position. Now, in this position, White played rook c1, so this move is, should be interesting. Unfortunately, it's not, because of very long tactical sequence, which is queen takes, defending the bishop. And now when you finally win the bishop and White's up a pawn, the bishop on e2 is no longer defended. So knight takes d5 just loses. You can't play knight takes d5. Now, probably you don't want to play knight takes d5 even if it worked, because knight takes and knight takes f4, and black's not worse there either. Okay, Jeffery played queen c2, which is a very weird square for the queen in these positions. You usually want the rook on the open file and your queen to go somewhere else. But I guess Jeffery couldn't find anywhere else. Queen b3 is the most natural. In fact, the engine says queen b3. Maybe he was annoyed by knight a5? I don't know. But yeah, queen b3 is more natural because you put more pressure on, this pawn. Why he didn't play queen b3, I don't know. I mean, I assume if he thought this was coming, or he thought d4 was good, then the queen's maybe not so good here. Bishop e6 is coming. Okay, but I mean, queen b3 is pretty natural. Play queen c2. Now you got to be, now you better watch it here. So, okay, bishop a7, rook fd1 makes a lot of sense. Bishop e6 makes a lot of sense. Yeah, knight e5's a move I would barely think of here. I'm not saying it's bad, but you want to have domination over the d4 square. This sort of gives it up a little. One of the good things is you can play bishop f3 and put more pressure on d5. The engine says knight e5 is good. h3 is good. That's probably what I would play. Give lift for my bishop. Take away the g4 square. Okay, so he played knight e5. Engine likes that better. Rook c8. Reasonable. Bishop f3. The engine doesn't like bishop f3. It actually wants to take this right away. And the reason is, if you take with the pawn, you're just losing your a6 pawn with no compensation, and your rook is trapped. So you can't take with the b7 pawn. So you have to take with the rook, and then it wants to play bishop f3. And, White's better, because, I'm pressuring this pawn, and, black is just defending. It's not a loss, but, black's obviously worse. And Jeffery played bishop f3 with similar intentions. Queen a5. Again, the engine wants to play knight e7. It doesn't want to let this knight trade happen. And that pins the knight. The knight can go to either f5, or if the knight is removed, g6. And this is a hard move to play because it looks like the knight's bad on e7. It blocks the rook. So he played queen a5. He's Mamedyarov. He's going to play an aggressive move. Queen d3, which is very, again, one of Jeffery's problems when he plays higher rated players is he builds too much. He doesn't go for the throat. And this move allows black to equalize. He should just take the knight and then play the same way. But in the game, he allowed knight e7. And, this knight's sitting here, but it can't go anywhere. We've, whoa, what did I do? Damn. We, it was some kind of whatever the web page is. I do that once a year. I accidentally click something and it does that. So we unleash the rook, and we avoid trades, which black wants to do when he has an isolated pawn. And now it's hard for white to do anything because his knight is sort of blocking his bishop. It doesn't really have anywhere good to go. The knight just sits there and it can't really move. It's hard to get more going on. And that's what he did. He played knight e7, realizing this was the moment to leave white sort of, not in a good position to do anything. Conversely, if he plays knight takes, later he can play bishop e5. I don't think black wants to get that kind of pawn structure. And if he moves the knight away, the d pawn's more weak. Bishop here could happen, blockading again. So it's just a better move, knight c6. Okay, so now they're equal again. Played h3, putting it in h. It's very hard for white to do anything because his knight is sort of stuck here. He'd rather have it on d4 than his... Could go here later. His bishop is open. b5. Yeah, and the engine doesn't really prefer white at all. It's funny, I've noticed in my own games, when there's an isolated pawn position like this, and I think like I'm doing great, the engine's like, nope, equal. It literally doesn't care. And figuratively. Poodle Yoke subscribed. I know who that is actually. That's Dwight Yoakam's dog. You probably didn't know that. Yeah. Watchful Prism subscribed. I think I already mentioned that. But in case I didn't, he subscribed. Which pawn's isolated? This one on G2. I mean, it's not anywhere near these pawns, right? So, yeah. Terrible. Mm-hmm. Also this pawn. Okay. A3, boring. And d4 fully equalizes. Takes with the rook, which the engine hates. I must admit, I'm not sure I would even consider that move, because bishop takes is so natural. In fact, the engine line is to always repeat. And then it says bishop somewhere, and so forth. Yeah, just repeat. That's one of the engine lines. Rook takes d4 sort of odd. It's not bad. It's not the best move. Jeffery finally got his knight out of here. And now the rook is stupidly placed. This defends the bishop. And more importantly, he wants to play bishop e5, which is annoying. So if you want more information on annoying, you can ask Karen, because she's married to me. So, yeah. Yeah, I sympathize a lot with Larry David. All right. Okay, so he always retreats. Knight b4. And white's just better here. The queen is sort of offside. The bishops are working well together. The knights are working pretty well together. And, you know, these pieces are, you know, can't really do very much. Now, it should be a draw, but, you know, it's better to have white here. Okay, he played knight g6. Engine doesn't like that move. And the engine doesn't like that move either. It wants to play bishop g3. Again, when Jeffery's better, he often just throws away a lot of his advantage. This move is a very safe move, but if you play bishop g3, you're really killing this knight, and your bishops are just controlling all the squares. And the knight on g6 was controlling d5 and c6, and now it's not. So, like, you know, knight c6 is threatened winning the exchange. Because, you know, the queen and rook are here, and the bishop defends. So bishop e3 is just not a good move. He traded rooks, which is also bad. Never trade. So basically, it's a bad game. Players didn't play very well. Casper VLD subscribed. Probably getting tired. It's round 8. Okay. Now Shaq has to play like Shaq because his name's Shaq. What? What's happening? Was that an error and he meant to do 99.99? What's funny was it wasn't anonymous. It was a non-mouse. It wasn't anonymous. It was spelled funny. Wait, what just happened there? But that could have been an accident. It could have been 99.99. He typoed. So let's get confirmation. Anonymous, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't want. Sometimes when people donate a lot of money, it's a mistake. Yeah, somebody donated $2,000 once. They meant to donate 20, but they didn't understand the decimal point or whatever. They got tricked. Yeah. LV20SWD subscribed. Hooray. Yeah. I don't know. that was $1,000, but you know, sometimes it was on purpose, and this is to happy birthday. Thank you. Wow. All right, I'll have to go tell Karen. Sometimes when those things happen, it's because of some kind of fraud. But it looked like it wasn't fraud. So it looked like he was serious. Thanks for the birthday. Oh yeah, the guy who gave $2,000, we gave him his money back immediately. He said he meant to do 20. Yeah. Not going to take people's money. Yeah, that guy seemed to mean it though. You missed it twice. All right, let me go get Karen so, you know, she's happy. It's anonymous, but it's like mouse with an at the end. Anonymous. Yeah, that's like a joke. Yeah. I hope he donated once more since I left. Have you ever done marriage counseling? Have I? I guess not. My current wife and my ex-wives all wanted to do marriage counseling, but the first two wives found a better way to deal with it. Savvy Drone subscribed. What?
Yay,
Subscribe to tier 1? I'm supposed to acknowledge that?
Who did that? Anonymous?
Yeah, let's have a look.
We want to know.
This person?
Yay, that's so wonderful.
But look how they spell it. It's like any non-mouse. Any, you see, it's not spelled right. Yeah, he did it twice.
Thank you. That's so wonderful.
Yeah. Although Savvy Drone resubscribed. So I don't know. That's an Acropolis subscribed. Anonymous is clearly Rex Sinquefield. I don't think Rex knows what Twitch is. And if he got on Twitch by accident, he wouldn't know how to donate money. Yeah. And he wouldn't have the handle any non-mouse. So it's not Rex Sinquefield.
And he's never given us any money.
Yeah. Well, when I worked there, he did. That's right. One thing that Rex likes about me, because you got to like something about me, is my birthday is one day before his. I'm September 6th, he's September 7th. Now, with the end of one of the Sinquefield Cups, it was between, I think it was September 7th, but it might have been the 6th or the 5th. And they were all wishing him a happy birthday to Rex. He had a cake, and then Kasparov was there, Carlson was there, and some other people. And they all went up to me individually, and they were like, oh, I heard it's your birthday. I guess it was, I don't know if it was that day or whatever. And happy birthday. So Carlson, Kasparov, and everybody wished me happy birthday too. So that was good. Having the birthday right next to Rex, that helped out. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yay, thank you for that. I had to come in here. I got so excited.
Yeah, 1,000 is, yeah. Now, I'll tell you a funny Rex story. We ate at a at a Vietnamese restaurant, like just a normal Vietnamese restaurant. Like normal. Like, you know, I've been there many times. Rex has never went there, and his family wanted to go there. So there were like 6 of us. And the bill came, and it was probably between like 200 and 220. Maybe it was even less. Mm-hmm. And I said, is that the smallest bill you've ever seen? And he goes, yeah. He was thinking, he's like, yeah. Because he always eats at nice restaurants with 10 people. So he's not, and he gets really expensive wine, but they don't have expensive wine at the Vietnamese restaurant. So, yeah, but he tipped so big. I don't know what he tipped. I don't know. But the server came back and was like crying. So it was probably like 500 or more. I mean, she thought it was a mistake, and he said no. And then she's like, what? She's, what do you mean it's not a mistake? She was confused. Yeah.
And why do we think he, not she?
Why do we think he, not she?
Well, I mean, there's
the main reason is everybody on the internet's a man. So yeah, there's no women on the internet.
Maybe it's Chess Bay.
Mm-hmm. That's very likely, except for one thing. Mm-hmm. September 26th from Cooper, which friend of mine is also September 26th? I'll give you 2 hints. I got two hints for
Say
you.
their real name on the stream?
Well, yeah, but I guess you don't have the right person then if you're asking me that.
I don't know who it is. I was just going to guess
Okay.
one of your friends.
Right. So former U.S. champion, and he's been to our chess club.
Stewart?
Yeah.
Rachel's? I forgot he came here.
Yeah. he
Oh,
was
I
here.
remember now.
And not only that, not only is it September 26th, it's the same year. So I'm 20 days older than him, and I always will be. Rawr. Yeah, it was probably XQC or Ludwig or something. Yeah. Should I ban this guy for saying if it's a woman, it is financed by the man of the house?
No, it's just bait. They're just baiting.
Yeah.
People aren't that dumb.
76% of people on dating sites are men, and the other 24% are lying. Yeah. Maybe it was Karen laundering drug money into the chess center. Shh. Damn.
Never underestimate how dumb people are.
So, let me explain this sexist trope and so forth. Okay. Well-known riddle. Okay.
It's not the doctor one, is it?
Yeah. No, but I want to tell you something I read about it recently.
All right.
What is that?
There
Okay.
is a noise. I'm concerned.
Yeah, there's some weird
Oh, I
noise.
know what it is. It's the pictures. I got Yvonne to take some pictures. of free plays she's putting up.
Yeah. Yeah, these reporters came in yesterday, and they're from one organization, and the guy said, take some pictures. They took our pictures off the wall and left.
I knew that Mufaka
Okay. Now,
couldn't be
what
real.
movie was I referencing?
I wasn't even listening because I was reading Mufaka's
Yeah, but
rebuttal.
what reference?
You got to say it one more time. I'm sorry.
I said the reporters were here, and their boss said to take some pictures, and they took our pictures and left. You know what movie that is?
No.
Airplane. See? In the same movie, all the reporters go to the payphones to call their paper at the same time, and they all run in and they're connected and it falls down. Very fun. Very funny. Okay. Now the doctor one, I'm not telling you because I'm not like stumping you. I want to tell you something. So a father and his son are in a car. Car has an accident. They're both very, very badly injured, and they both need surgery. And they're both in separate rooms doing their surgery. The surgeon comes in for the boy, looks at it and says, I can't do surgery, that's my son. And so like 70% of people are like, I don't get it, is it his stepfather? And then 30% of people say it's his mother, because, okay, because that's the right answer. However, I read on Twitter like 2 days ago, people were talking about things that their children say and do in situations. And it was funny. One of the kids only had a woman as a doctor their whole life. So they were like 7 and they saw like 4 or 5 women doctors. Then when they saw a man doctor, they said, how can he be a doctor? He's not a woman. Men can be doctors too. And there were similar things like this. Anyway, finally I'm going to get to my point. They asked this kid the puzzle, and the kid said, it's his other dad. And several kids said that it's his other dad. One kid who said it's his other dad, they said, what else could it be? And he's like, I don't know. And he's like, well, think of something else. He's like, I don't know. And they said his mom. He goes, oh. So his other dad was more likely than his mom. That's the world we live in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, it was The Godfather. Yeah, his other dad's a good answer. But I like that his other dad, but I don't think of the mom. Frankly, delicious.
That's right. Maybe it's his other mom.
That's right. Okay. So he played knight c6 and not engine approved. And when I show you why, you're going to donate another $1,000 like this guy just did. See, another $1,000.
That's true. Other dad is
Another
still
$1,000.
dead. What?
Yeah, I just said he's. Well, come
I'm
on.
reading. I don't multitask very well.
Go, Kier. I just said it. I said he was going to do it.
No, listen to you. I was looking at Cooper's. Yay.
Now, normally when this happens, it's not real, and it's charged back, and it's like something weird.
That's never happened.
No, not with us. It happens on other streams.
I know.
Yeah. It's never happened with us where somebody has a fake credit. We haven't had that happen until now. No.
Aw. Yay. Yay, all this money.
Okay, let's have a poll. Let's have a.
Don't take it back.
Let's have a poll.
MIT
You know the polls. Who thinks it's real and who thinks I ain't getting that money?
I think it's real.
Right. So let's do a poll.
I didn't mean to influence the poll.
Yeah.
Sorry. I think it's unreal. I think it's real. Yay. Because we're moving.
No. Do a poll. Don't answer in the chat. Do a poll.
Do a poll.
Yeah.
So yeah, because we have to take Holden to MIT on Saturday.
You think it's meant for you?
It's
I'm just egging the person on. They'll get and say, no, it was real. That's. Yeah.
Yay.
It sounds too good to be true. That's right. Yeah.
Maybe it's John Davis.
It's going to the Pat Buchanan. Is it real? Now, here's more important than whether it's real. How are they going to vote?
I hope I didn't influence the vote.
I think it's going to be 50-50 the vote. That's what I think. 50-50.
Yeah, I feel bad that I blurted out.
This guy says, I have a bridge to sell for those who think it's real. Man, harsh.
I think it's real. I think it's real. And I'm not going to be rained
It's
on.
only 1,000. Of course it's real. He did 1,000 3 times. People think it's real because he did 999.99, showing it's not random giving people 1,000. He obviously knows who I am.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that. It's chess. It has
Monorail.
to be a draw.
Monorail.
3 times.
Yeah. It's real, believe me. He spelled believe wrong.
Hey, Felix Frias.
Wait, but he spelled believe wrong, so should I believe him? My cousin is going to MIT this year. Good,
Yay.
good. Yeah.
That's
Some
cool
people
that I
do
could,
self-donations. I don't know what that means. He still owes you 3 cents.
Self-donation. No, why would somebody do a self-donation? To try to whip up
Oh
the
yeah,
crowd?
people do that. They don't. It's a shill. They donate. And people are like, all right.
Hey, can you check your saturation real quick? While you're on the test? Because it looks
Yeah, I look pretty good.
I look so white.
You are white.
Let me just look real
I
quick.
mean, she's white. Yeah.
Come on.
We're white people. We go to the Gap.
Let me look at
Do you like the Gap?
I like it all right.
See?
But I mean,
What am I referencing? What show?
I can't remember. Is it Always Sunny?
No.
I can't. I know.
That's a good answer, but no, it's Seinfeld.
Oh.
So Elaine's boyfriend, she thought was black, and he thought she was Hispanic.
Oh, I remember.
And then they're like, so we're just a couple of white people, I guess. And they're like, sad. Do you want to go to the Gap? Yeah. And
I
then
remember
they go
that
to the
now.
Gap.
Hey, let me see the saturation.
What? Oh, let me check this poll so far. No, it's 2-1 thinking it's real. That's good. He's donated money to lots of streams, including Ogdenville and North Haverbrook. It's good Simpsons reference. All right, the stream stops because Karen wants to see.
It was already stopped.
Yeah.
We hadn't done chess in 15
No,
minutes.
no, it was like 14 minutes. No lying. Okay, that was wrong. Properties. I clicked the wrong thing. Saturation 100.
Yeah, I would turn it up just a little bit, and that's just maybe 128.
Okay, 126.
That's close enough. Yeah, that's slightly. Well, now you look yellow.
I have a stream for you, and it was all yellow.
I think that's better. No, I think that's better. Let's leave it there.
Yay, it's real. That means I'm gonna. That's good.
All right. Well, I'm just picky about the camera stuff.
Yeah, somebody just donated $999.99 3 consecutive times.
Yay!
Yeah. How long until you confirm if it's real or not? I don't know. I don't know when, if it's not real, I don't know what's going to happen.
Well, yeah, because we don't know what happens if it's not real.
We've never had a fake donation where, like, we thought we had it, then, the credit card company's like, no, this is, ridiculous.
Only one time somebody accidentally punched in the wrong amount. And he
I told them that.
Yeah, he immediately reached out to us and we just gave him a refund. But, I prefer not to do that.
Yeah, if it is real, sorry, we're questioning it, but
It's a lot of money.
we've never had such a large donation than 3 in a row.
Except for Jim Davis.
Yeah.
John Davis.
I don't know. We've had 100,000 bits given, which is equivalent. No, don't do it again.
No,
Okay,
it's
good.
R. Kelly.
That's good. Yeah, come on. This donation is guaranteed real.
Yay.
He actually meant to do 99 cents and he wants to take it back. Yeah. You might just hear back from some kid's parents.
Nah, well, hopefully not.
No, probably it's real. Because first of all, we have to use Occam's razor, which obviously I haven't done lately. But donations are real, and when they're not real, it's very, very, very rare. Okay? And so, if it's not real, that would be like one. We've never had one that wasn't real. So it's such a small percentage chance, it's probably real. Yeah.
Yay. It's real. Yay, thank you.
What? Who said that? If it's real, we all love you. It won't let me donate the missing 3 cents.
That's funny.
I'm way too skeptical. I think a lot of people are much more skeptical than I am about that. Yeah. Let's see. Croatia jokes. I make Croatia jokes? What? What did I do?
I do tend to be, I can get negative too, obviously, but I tend to be more positive than
Yeah.
negative.
Anyway, thank you, Mighty Mouse.
Yay.
Here you come to save the day. Who's that?
I don't know.
Come on, how do you not know?
I don't know.
Who's saying Mighty Mouse? That was part of this shtick. Here I come to save the day.
Which one sang it?
Ugh.
Let me see.
Andy Kaufman, very good. Yeah.
I
He would go on SNL and he would play the Mighty Mouse thing. And he would just stand there.
Oh.
He'd stand there. They'd play it, and then when Mighty Mouse said, then he would chime in. Here I come to save the day. Then he'd wait again, wouldn't sing, and then when it can't, that was it. That was his shtick. Yeah. Let's see. No, I do appreciate Tony Clifton also.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate it enough for both.
Yeah.
He appreciates it.
Hey.
And hey, Spencer, so, and I do think it's real, and I believe it.
Yeah. Hey,
99.9%.
Hey, Spencer, were you here for the last 15 minutes of what just happened? Buy yourself a suit. This suit burns better. Burns his suit. Burns his suit. Yeah, my birthday's not until September 6th. So, Want to continue analysis? Not really. I could just stop now. I made some money.
Yeah, in fact, that some of this might have to be edited out.
Yeah. No, I like on the Chappelle show when black people got the reparations, and then Dave Chappelle was the white reporter and also several other people. And he said, let's go to the weather, and he was the weather guy also. And it was like a very large black guy because Chappelle was wearing like a fake stomach. Mm-hmm. And he was like, how's it on the Lower East Side? He says to the weather guy. And the guy's like, I don't know. Let's have a look. And he turns around. He says, how about the Lower East Side of my ass? And then the guy's like, and then Chappelle's like, what do you mean? Just tell us the weather. He says, no, I'm quitting. And this is my real voice. Then he's like, I like the Chappelle plays all the parts.
Yeah, I love
Then
that.
he's like, let's go to the streets. We have a new richest person in the world. His name, Tron. And he's also Tron. Mm-hmm. And they're like, how did you make so much money? You got hot in a dice game. And then he's Tron. He's everybody. Yeah. He's the best.
Hey, is Spencer Zook still there?
What's white reporter? What is it? It's a reporter who's white. Dave Chappelle was the white reporter. He was the anchor man. He was also the black weatherman and the black guy on the street. He was everybody. He played every role. Clickety clack, clickety clack. That is correct. Yeah. Okay. Now watch this. Watch. It's the greatest complications ever, and Jeffery messed it up.
No, I haven't seen any of it.
Okay. Now we're starting now.
Okay.
Okay. Now. So the knight's attacking the queen, and he wants to get the two bishops vatals, and he wants to play knight here check winning the rook. He's got all kinds of stuff going on. So Mamedyarov sacks the exchange. Very bad move. Okay? Mm-hmm. And the reason he sacked the exchange, well, always sack the exchange, is he wanted to play queen c7. Okay? And there's an amazingly brilliant move here that Jeffery missed. It's brilliant. So you see how, this is going to be checkmate. And then this bishop is hanging. However, the bishop is not hanging. And Jeffery knew the bishop wasn't hanging because he let the guy take his bishop. If you take the bishop, I play rook check, and then I win this bishop. Okay, so Jeffery made a very bad move here. He's actually probably winning if he moves his queen to c2. And the reason is that gives his king an escape square. So you can't mate me because my queen's not on e2, right? And in this position, you can't take on g2 because my bishop is still here. So this doesn't make any sense. And if you take the bishop, I check and take the bishop. So white's up in exchange, and the engine plays like king h8 here. What kind of move is that? Right? So white's very close to winning here. And Jeffery must have realized that this wasn't a threat because he can check and win the bishop because he stopped queen h2 check in a bad way. Like it's losing a pawn. So it's very bad. So he's still drawing, but he's close to winning if he plays queen c2, if not winning. And g3 is also better than f4. I mean, f4 is just a bad move. So knight takes f4. Queen d2 is also bad. And now Mamedyarov played the only move you would think of. You wouldn't think of it. Yeah. It's the best move. It's the only move that draws. Now, white's up in exchange. And this bishop is attacked. The knight. I almost knew what it was called. And queen d8 check wins. So queen d8 wins, bishop takes knight wins, and this is why Jeffery played f4. He saw everything, and he said, now I'm winning. And he's right, except for one thing. Mamedyarov found the only move that draws. But this is the best move of the game. So I'm going to watch this. How do you save your knight and stop queen d8 check? The answer is crazy. But Mamedyarov's good, so... I don't blame Jeffery for not seeing this because it's crazy. When you have an engine going, it's really easy. If you have an engine, easy. If you don't have an engine, not easy.
I don't know.
Right. Watch this.
Right.
Knight d3. Now, you agree it stops that.
Yeah.
Okay. Now he wants to come in here. And the reason it's knight here instead of another knight move is when you take the knight, and I do this checking thing, you can never go to these two squares with your king because bishop c4 wins your queen. And that's very important. That's why knight here. The queen takes. It's on this diagonal. The king has to go here and here, and it's just a draw. Yeah. White can't go here or here because he loses his queen to bishop c. So that was genius. And I think Jeffery didn't understand knight d3, miscalculated it, and he thought this was just winning. He's right. This is just winning, except this move draws. So he was right if this move didn't exist. He thought this is winning, and it is. But knight d3 is brilliant. And then it's a draw. Frankly, ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
What's funny is if you play bishop g3 check, hoping for one of these moves, and then you win the queen, king f3, very safe, right? If you don't believe me, who should you ask? Dustin Hoffman. He won't give you the right answer, but you can ask him.
Hi, Chickabuga.
And the engine says that white is winning.
Grandmaster Gowry, how's it going?
It's Gowry. So yeah, Jeffery thought f4 won, and I think he just didn't look at moving the queen away, so his king has luft. I think he looked at g3 and f4, and he's like, oh, I'm winning here. I'm the greatest, right? He said, if I keep winning these games, Ben eventually, it's not going to happen, will pronounce my name correctly, Xiong, but I'm not doing it. Although Crush did it. Also, I think it's Crush, but nobody would ever say that. Even her. Yeah. Even she would, because Crush is like solid. This is a very strange stream, the last few minutes. You know why?
No.
Nobody's donated $1,000 in the last 5 minutes. Gowry, you missed it. Somebody donated $1,000 3 times in a row. And they had a really funny name, Any Non-Mouse. So it looked like anonymous, but it wasn't spelled like anonymous. It was to look like that. Yeah.
Yay.
I think it was Mighty Mouse. That's what I think. Now, it could have been Jerry. You know who Jerry is? Tom and Jerry. He's a mouse.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what?
You were thinking Jerry from Rick and Morty, I assume.
No.
Yeah, I know. Jerry's the dad.
I know who Jerry is.
Okay. A non-mouse. It's not Irina, it's Irina. Yeah, everybody knows that, but we say Irina because we're in America. Yeah. Anything but a mouse. That's true. Anyway, that was pretty interesting game for a boring draw. It wasn't a boring draw. Probably the most exciting game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're so next.
Hey, now listen, I have to go.
No, you don't.
Um,
You want to go. You don't have to go.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it takes me a while to pack up
Mm-hmm.
and stuff.
She's going to visit her friend Carrie. She's from Japan. What's her last name?
Okie.
Yes, karaoke.
Are you going to... I wonder how long... I could maybe stay for one more game.
Yeah, you should say this because I'll show you the one that Shankland missed.
Okay.
It's very complicated.
All right, well, we have to
Very complicated.
focus on chess so
Okay.
I can get to karaoke.
So it's a
on time.
Sicilian, and he played the Nightorf. You've seen this position. You've had black in this position.
I have.
Okay, and he played bishop e3, and the game ended knight g4, bishop c1, knight... Now, games have ended that way. Okay, e5. Now, you can play knight b3 or knight f3, and previous in this tournament, twice, Domínguez played knight b3. Oh, I'm sorry. Domínguez played knight b3 and beat MVL. Caruana played knight b3 and drew MVL. So he played knight f3. He figured Sam wouldn't expect that. That's also a move. Okay. And it's a fight for d5. And you have to fight for your right to control d5. Da, 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 da. You know what song that is?
Yeah, fight for your right to party.
By?
Is it Run DMC?
No.
Who is it?
Beastie Boys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I had the right kind.
Man, you be
band.
illin'.
I had the
All
right
right.
kind of band. Hey, Big Daddy.
Yeah. Go, Spencer.
Going.
The karaoke. Yeah.
I don't think he's going.
That interview was bad manners. What interview? Spence, you going to karaoke? Go, Spencer.
I don't
Okay.
think he's there.
So he played this because he wants to get in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. He starts in the middle and he wants to penetrate. Now, in this position, Shankland said, Shankly, ridiculous. He literally didn't care about that. He castled and said, so what? And when he said that, Wesley walked over and said, did somebody... Okay. Bishop b6. If you play queen e8, knight c7 forks your queen and rook. So queen d7. So this looks a little jumbled, but as I was watching the game, I noticed Sam had all of his time left, so this is still his prep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and this is fine. This position's fine for black. Okay, so he decides to castle queen side. Plays queen here to castle, attacking this d pawn. He decides to fight for d5. And now he attacks the bishop. Bishop moves away. Attacks the bishop. Again, different bishop. And then here. So Shankland got like reorganized at the cost of this pawn, but then this pawn is hanging, right? And I showed this position to Mr. Cooper. He was very happy about the two hanging pawns. You know why?
No.
They were hanging with Mr. Cooper.
I don't know that reference.
It's like the worst television show of all time.
Oh.
Yeah, except for Two Broke Girls. I apologize.
I don't even know the good shows.
Well, that's not a good show.
I know.
Sometimes Two Broke Girls comes on after I'm watching something, and after like 6 seconds, I like break the TV. It's so bad after seconds. You're like, oh my god, this is the worst show ever. You have to watch it for like a minute to understand how bad it is. Like if you made the worst show you could possibly make, that show's worse. You couldn't make a worse show.
All right, but we have chess.
No, I'm serious.
I know.
Like you think like no you can't. You'd be like, how do I make it worse than that? Yeah. Yes, it was that bad. It was worse. See, yes. Yep. Horrible. Yeah, they know. Yeah, hanging with Mr. Cooper, also not good.
All right, now let's stay on chess because I got to go to chess.
Okay.
Karaoke.
Yeah, you got to do something. Okay. So he took, which is bad. The engine says bishop g5 is best, which nobody would ever play. Ridiculous. Okay. He took. took. You could also take this, which the engine even likes better. Okay. So here white's fine. Knight d2's a very bad move. Shouldn't do that.
Oh.
And then bishop c5. These moves are all bad.
What was a better move?
Any move. Just leaving the knight there. If he takes and you take back, you have the open g file and the two bishops. The bishop's blocked.
Okay.
Yeah, this is just a bad move. Yeah. Now this g pawn is hanging for a long time. It's not hanging immediately because rook g1 attacks the bishop. And then you could take this bishop because the g pawn's pinned.
Oh, yeah.
So you got to watch it. Okay. Also bad. Yeah, and now white's in a lot of trouble. So his bishop's attacked, this pawn's attacked. So he bailed out rook here. That's fine. Bishop g2 is correct. Everything's correct. And black's just up a pawn. Okay, the only compensation Domínguez has is his opponent Shankland. That's his compensation, right? If Magnus was black here, they would forfeit him for salivating at the mouth at the board, and it's all wet, and come on. All right, knife f5, bishop d5. Knife, yeah, that move's also a mistake because it allows knight e4. Terrible move. Okay, then he's like, yay, a pawn, I'm Shankland. But now knight takes is winning because of the pin. So he's not even better anymore. So he retreats his bishop, always retreat. Bishop takes f7 because the rook is overworked. Shankland correctly plays king h8. Okay, now Domínguez starts playing badly. Domínguez should play bishop h5 because this controls the e2 square. You'll see why that's important. Now, if I move the bishop, which he did, now I'm threatening rook takes d4 because the rook's not defended anymore. Play rook takes d4 right away, you could just take and then take this bishop. So by moving the bishop away, you're threatening this. If you play bishop h5, you're stopping rook e2. That's the only square he can go to on the 7th rank. Can't go here. And the reason this is good is because it attacks the knight and it threatens checkmate. That's a pretty good move. Rook here's pretty good. Attacks the knight and checkmate. So bishop h5, stopping rook e2 and threatening this, and the engine says it's equal. Instead, he played this blunder, very bad move. Okay, and now the engine says after g6, black has a huge advantage because we're stopping, this. Okay, but he played rook e2, which ended up working out. It shouldn't work out. Now, Domínguez should get luft, either a3 or a4, stopping this mate. Okay, and then his bishop defends his knight, and the engine says it's equal because he's threatening this pawn, which he's not threatening now because of checkmate. But Domínguez was too clever by half. He played rook g1, very bad move, knight f5. Now, white is still in the game if he gets luft, but he made double question mark move. His double question mark move drew immediately. Okay, he played bishop here, and they repeated. Draw. Okay, instead of repeating, Shankland could win. Okay, but Shankland knows always repeat. After bishop e6, watch this win. You watching? Now Shankland saw that, and Shankland saw that, and he knew if he took the bishop, he'd get mated, and he knew if he moved his rook, this looks devastating. Okay, that's why Shankland didn't play this. But rook f4 actually wins. The reason it wins is if you take this pawn, now you're threatening mate. I take with this rook, so my king has f8. And if you check, you can't check me once I go to f8. And if you do this, thinking I'm threatening mate and mate, so I'm going to draw anyway, this stops everything. And now black is plus 1,000. Goes up a piece. But I'm guessing Shankland didn't look at rook f4 because allowing this seems insane. But it turns out this wins. If he calculated a little further, he could have won. Now you can't play rook takes g7 because of what I just showed you. So you got to save your bishop somehow. And then I played g6. And that's white's attack is over. Black's up a pawn. This is indefensible. This pawn's weak after I take that. So black should win here. Maybe he wouldn't win because he's Shankland, but it's probably, Magnus Carlsen all day. Bishop here. That stops everything. And I'm sure that Shankland thought, I'm not playing black in this position. I don't blame him. But somehow this wins. Like, it's amazing that by vacating the square, you can't. There's nothing white can do. Yeah. So Shankland was winning in the final position, but always repeat. So I can't blame him. Etc. Let's see. Alex Trebek. What? And so forth. All right. Karen has to go to karaoke. Otherwise, her friend won't you know, etc.
What?
Your friend Carrie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, all right. The more you sub, the more you get ignored. Oh, did you?
But that guy's not a sub.
But maybe somebody. I think somebody did sub a while ago.
No, I don't believe that.
I did. I saw it.
I don't believe it.
While you were talking, I saw
Let's
it.
see. I can't. Oh, there's Play-Doh
Yeah.
resubscribed. Good.
Yay, thank
This
you,
van's a
Play-Doh.
rockin'. So what should I not do?
I don't know.
Come a knockin'.
Oh.
And what's the last show that happened on? Where I got that? I mean, it's a well-known saying, but where did they talk about it on? What show? Seinfeld.
Yeah. I don't,
You know who?
Was I watching it?
You know why? You know why the van was a rockin'? The answer is very funny.
No.
Very funny. George's parents.
Oh.
And then when they opened the door, you hear like, I'm like, shut the door, you know. Yeah. Yeah, the truth hurts.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, yay! Thank you for the sub.
Yay,
finally-
Play-Doh.
Finally
Yeah.
getting your.
Well, I was
Just-
using the Socratic method. That's why I didn't talk about your, you know.
Yeah. Well, thank you, whoever that was that reminded us that there was a rogue bagel, maybe.
Yeah, I always get my Perrier from Amazon, except when I don't.
Oh, you would resub, but you're on an ancient iPad.
Hmm. Except for when he doesn't. That's right.
All right. Well, I'm going to karaoke, and how many more games you have to go over?
I did 3 to go.
Okay. Bye, everybody. Have a wonderful time on the stream.
All the games were draws.
Okay. Well, they've been interesting so far. A little bit I've seen.
Yeah. Oh, I make it interesting. They're not really.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, Boner Richie, go Purple Birds and etceteras. And Mika, thank you.
Yay.
How many bottles does he drink?
How many you got?
Thank you, Chunky Larda. Bye.
When you're at karaoke,
Yeah.
when you get there, can you come here right away and get me a Perrier?
No, but I left my 10-foot cord there, and I wonder if
Where?
it's still there. Karaoke.
It's
Plugged
a
in.
10-foot. Oh, you mean for an iPhone? I
Yeah.
thought you meant for your computer.
No,
I was like,
I left it
what?
there for ever since like a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's still there. No, it probably is.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. What's worth more, a van or Anthony Quinn's used undershirt? Depends what kind of van it is. Bottle my Perrier, but sir. All right, thanks again to any non-mouse for the, close to $3,000 in donations. You're the best. If you want to be a VIP, just tell me. And I'll make you a VIP in the chat. Although, when somebody donates and it goes dun, 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 which never happens until it did, is that also their Twitch handle, or they could have a different Twitch handle than the handle they used to donate? I don't know. I don't know how stuff works. Is Yes a Canadian citizen? No. Yeah, when the 3K turns into 401,000, I'm going to invest it. Yasser was born in Syria, and when he was a very small baby, like 3 months, he moved to England. Didn't live there very long either, and then he moved to Seattle. Did everybody leave, or you have to kick people out?
People are still here, but they're starting to leave.
Yeah.
I'm leave myself.
Yasser might be the nicest GM. Man, you don't know a lot of GMs. Yesser's nice. Jeffery Xiong's nice. Fabi's nice. America.
I'll tell you who's real nice. Ding Loren.
Dinglerin is nice. Yeah. Let's see. Unable to add VIP. What does that mean? What? Boris Gelfan's nice. Why am I unable to add it? Because I don't know how to do it. Yeah, I mean, GMs are nice. They're GMs. Yeah, I can't add them, so I don't know. 85 Bears, yeah. Isn't a Twitch account? All right. Yeah. All right, well, if you want to be a VIP, then just let me know. Yeah. You're looking at the only not nice GM now? Who's at your house? Man. Okay, next next. Okay, it's Wesley, speaking of nice GMs at MVL. Rogue Bagel, 22, gifted 5 subs. Hooray. Go Rogue Bagel. Aronian is rude? Sometimes. Yeah. What GM is most likely up an old lady across the street? Most likely? Well, you should call them an elderly lady, not an old lady. That's insulting. Thanks, Alderon39, for the 5 subs. You're the best. It was Rogue Bagel was the best, but you tied him or something. Never play F3 is correct. Yeah, I agree with that. All right, let's look at the game MVL versus So. Wesley played as boring as he could. And he just sort of gave an advantage to MVL. This is all theory. This is all normal. Yep. Yeah, in fact, we were talking about knight d5 on the stream. Me and Robert were talking about it. But okay, this move is fine. Yeah, Wesley's a big proponent of black here, thinking he can draw. But he's basically you draw or you lose. But usually he draws. And by usually, I mean like 98% of the time. Okay, so b3, interesting idea to play bishop a3. And this was suggested by trying to learn in the chat as the game was live. All right, c6, knight d6, queen f3, bishop here. Now, this is actually very funny. The engine likes black here, but only if he follows my rules. Lightning strikes. Now, you guys don't get that. And my rule is always sack the exchange. Man, if you guys don't know who Klaus Nomi is, and you don't, go look and see who he is. Man, Klaus Nomi's lightning strikes. It's a cover, but still. Okay, the videos, you're not old enough to see it. Okay, Klaus, like the fish, and Nomi, Nomi. He's the strangest person you've never heard of. He was the first celebrity to die of AIDS. I mean, he wasn't really a celebrity, but if he was, he would have been the first. Yeah. Yeah, Klaus with a K. Klaus Nomi. Come on. There's 3,000 people here. Somebody knows who Klaus Nomi is. Jesus Christ. Please first subscribed. Yeah. Watch the Klaus Nomi video of lightning strikes and tell me if you are on the floor laughing or if you're flabbergasted or something. Something has to happen. Yeah. 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 Klaus Nomi, what Samuel said. Yeah. Yeah. And when he sings, people just thought it was fake because he just sang like this, live by my rules, like that. Then he would go, lightning, really high. And he could do that. He could sing like soprano and he could just sing a normal guy. He had whatever that is, the biggest range of all time. Anyway, Wesley should have played knight f5. First of all, it's knight f5. Second of all, it sacks the exchange. So, who wouldn't play that? And then bishop takes f8, knight takes d4, and we're just going to take here next move, and the engine says black is fine. We got 2 bishops, we have the monster diagonal, we have a knight on a perfect square. The knight's coming to f5, attacking everything, and the engine just says, this is about equal. Now, he played bishop e6 instead, which is okay. Queen f4, attacking the knight, defending the knight. And then knight e8, really passive. And he's just trading to a draw, even though he's like much worse. MVL's like all over him, and Wesley's like, whatever, I'll just trade all the pieces. Yeah, this looks terrible for black. Every white piece is better than every black piece. Right, I could play h4, h5. I could maneuver my knight over here or here. I could play g4, g5 and h4. This is doubling up on the bubble up. That's terrible. Back rank. But basically, with technical, perfect computer play, it's a draw. And nobody would want to have black in this position because you're just sort of begging for a draw. But that's just Wesley's game. He loves drawing. He loves it. More than winning, I think. I wish I was kidding. Okay, so knight g7, that's correct. Knight e2 is correct. Yeah. Yeah, when I was watching Crush and Hess, they were like, f6, let's analyze that. And then I'm like, f6? Come on, it's Wesley. Never play f6. Play queen f6, which isn't a good winning attempt at all. And didn't want to repeat, so he traded. But yeah, this is looking a lot like Christmas. A lot like a draw. Now he plays f6, so he can play bishop f7 and trade everything. And trade everything he did. Yeah. f3, making sure it's a draw. f3, f6. And he made it look really easy. Wesley made this look like it was just a dead draw the whole time. Yeah. They just tried to get to a draw as quickly as they could once it was all zeros. So, MVL was better that game, but he couldn't do anything. Wesley's too good a defender. And the standings haven't changed. And I was on the internet, and I had some friends go on the internet with me. Okay? And we were searching for the Grand Chess Tour prizes for the end of the Grand Chess Tour. Like, the Grand Chess Tour is over, and now who got first in the Grand Chess Tour, and so forth. Not the individual events, just... And we went to the Grand Chess Tour site, went to Wikipedia's article on the Grand Chess Tour, which was very long, went to other sites, and it did not say anywhere that we could find, if you can find a link, let me know, what the prizes were. It just said, in a couple places, it's $175,000 in prizes for the Grand Chess Tour. So whoever... And so I'm guessing, just guessing, first is 100,000, second's 50, and 25's third. I'm just guessing that because I can't find it on the web. And if that's the case, which is likely, this is why Wesley doesn't care, right? Wesley, if he wins all his games, might win 20 or 30,000 more in the tournament itself. But if he wins the Grand Chess Tour, which he probably already did, I think it's $100,000 for winning the Grand Chess Tour. So that's what's on his mind. And so after being +2, he just draws all his games, wins the Grand Chess Tour, and they just throw money at him. That's what I think. Yeah. No, I'm sure Wesley knows the prizes. Yeah. So, yeah, Wesley's like, draw, give me my money. Now, what's funny is, if Wesley wins the last round, he doesn't have white, and MVL loses the last round, then Wesley's still either clear first or tied for first without even trying to win. He doesn't even try. Does anybody know who Wesley's... Well, actually, I can look on my phone. Yeah. Oh, Sam Shankland gave an interview. I wonder if they mentioned you were winning in the final position. Or they did not. Round 7. I want round 9 pairings. 9! This doesn't have round 9 pairings? Jesus Christ. You got to check out Klaus Nomi. I'm not kidding. Like, take it from me. He plays Domínguez and Wesley's white, I assume. Yeah, Wesley's not going to try to beat Domínguez. They're going to play a quick draw. And Domínguez isn't going to try to win either. Yeah. Yeah, that's just going to be a quick draw. Wesley's been the draw king for a long time. Yeah. 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 Okay. Next, next. Fabiano versus Svidler. And this was very similar to the last game. White's just better with no issues. And Svidler's like, whatever. It was just like the last game. Wesley's like, yeah, I'm worse, but I just trade everything and draw. And that's what Svidler did. Svidler's like, I'm worse, but I just trade everything and draw. And Fabi's like, all right, I guess I can't win. Well, let's see. What's going on here? Kaiser Soze. Oh, you guys can leave if you want now. Boats has live is live. How could Boats has live not be live? If she wasn't, that would be a misnomer. Yeah. All right. This is the fourth game. Okay. 3 draws so far. They played they played an Italian. I thought it was Rui Lopez, but I forgot already. Okay. And Fabi moved instantly every move. D4 is not as common as D3. Now when Grandmasters play D4, they don't play this old main line with CD, Bishop here, and then something. They play E5 now. So for the last like 10, 15 years, if two GMs are playing, it's likely they'll go here. What's funny is the old main line pawn sacrifice, you'll never see that. Okay? You might see this draw. This happens, if this happens a lot. Check here. This draw. And if black doesn't want to draw, black can play knight CE7 and play for a win, although white's better here. But if white wants to win this position, don't play queen b3, just castle. I actually had a student that played this for a win. This was like his main line. And his opponents didn't know that move because they only knew queen b3. Okay, and then Aronian likes to play knight takes e4 here and go into this variation. Yeah, this is everybody Aronian. Aronian, I think he's going to draw now. Although Wesley beat Aronian in this position and Rapport or Blitz it. Pretty easily, too. Okay, but the people aren't doing this now. They're just playing e5. Now, what's funny is Magnus was playing in Tata Steel 4 years ago, I'm guessing. And he had this position twice in a row. Once with white, once with black, and he won both games. So, man, the truth hurts. Random noise. Yeah, the truth hurts. The Empire State Building is the garden, and Madison Square Garden is the building. What? What's happening here? I'm getting too confused. Yeah. Did you guys watch Klaus Nomi yet? Now, first of all, you have to know the original Lightning Strikes, which was in the 60s. It's funny, if you hear the two songs like 6 months apart, you would never guess they're the same song. Never. Another thing you should do is the song Sweet Jane. Either the Cowboy Junkies or somebody else. When they sing it, you're like, yeah. There's a live version with Lou Reed, and you'll never know it's the same song. Never. I think he's in Paris. Anyway, do what I say. Yeah. The lightning spells Nomi is correct. Klaus Nomi actually performed with David Bowie once, and he thought him and Bowie were like, that, son. And Bowie thought, I performed with you once. Now leave me alone. Yeah, he thought he was going to go on tour with Bowie. Yeah, he was on SNL with Bowie. You can find that on the internet. Bowie singing and Klaus Nomi's in the background. Yeah, true story. Yeah, every song as a cover is correct. You've heard the Lou Reed version where he's live in Paris? That's so much different than the regular version. Yeah. Big money, no whammy, stop. $2. Yay. You live in Buckhead. The best time to show up for your first time HBS is Wednesday, which is today. We have free play from 6 p.m. to 8:45. And we have coffee and snacks, and you just come play anybody you want. Everything's free, and you can learn about the club. If you come on Fridays, we have a blitz tournament every Friday night. Tuesdays is a month-long tournament. You play one slow game, one per week for the month. And then Saturdays and Sundays, we have slow tournaments. But yeah, Wednesday I would come first because there'll be 40, 50 people here. And you can ask about the club to the people who work here and get all the flyers and all that. Friday is a good gate to come to, Friday night. And then you can watch the Blitz tournament or play in it. And then there'll be a lot of people here too. One good thing about coming Saturday is that everybody's here all day. Because the tournament starts at 10 a.m. Registration starts at 9 a.m. So from like 9 to 7, we're like open. So don't come Monday, don't come Thursday. We're not open. Frankly, ridiculous. Yeah. I haven't heard of Bowie before he died. Yeah, one time they were going to arrest David Bowie at the airport. They found a knife in his luggage, and they're like, "What's this?" And they had the cuffs ready, and he said, "That's a Bowie knife." And they said, "Oh, okay." Then they let him go with it. True story. Well, he had to cut the coke with something, so yeah. Yeah, when they asked him about these drugs, they said, "What's this white stuff?" He said, "Have a Coke and a smile." And they're like, "All right, what are you going to do?" And so forth. That's right. I actually have a knife F5 that Trying to Learn gave me. It's a big knife. It's on F5. Yeah, seriously. That was the first serious thing I said this stream, but it is serious. Yeah. A Boeing 747. That's right. Okay, so they played the main line. D5, bishop E5, knight E4, takes, bishop E6, knight C3, castles. This has all been played billions of times. Right. Now, I don't know this at all, but I just know it's been played billions of times. And Fabi was moving as quickly as he possibly could because he's prepared all the way to the end of the game. Unfortunately, this line gives white nothing. So if you see the game, Yvonne Carlson in this line, they didn't play this much. They stopped about move 6 or 7 from what they're doing. I think Carlson castle queenside with black. When I looked at it with an engine, it said Yvonne did nothing wrong and she lost. It said her moves were all good and then she lost. So basically what you should learn from that is don't play Magnus. Don't do it. Yeah. It said she played fine and she lost. And I was like, all right. White plays fine, loses. Truth hurts. I don't know what year it was. It was 3 to 5 years ago. It was the game Yvonne Carlson, Tata Steel. And it was in this line, but I think maybe around here it went a different way. Yeah. And that's because they had just listened to Fleetwood Mac, so they knew they could go their own way. So they did. All right. Now, I don't really know the theory. I just know these moves have been played a million times. And I know that Fabi played like the whole game instantly. So he was in theory pretty late into the game. Okay, queen c2. Takes. Never play f6. This was all played instantly by Fabi. So this must just be theory. Yeah, I mean, up at this point, Svidler was slowing down, but Fabi was not. Fabi's just moving as quickly as he can. Yeah. And this is all the engine moves. Everything white did is the engine move. Yeah. Now, in this position, Svidler played a very controversial move, and the engine says it's fine. I mean, this is the most forcing move. So if Svidler didn't know this move, then he's got a lot of balls because Fabi's still in his prep. And he played c5, and the engine says that's fine. and that forces, more trading. And this position has equal pawns, but it seems like he's going to lose that pawn. That's what it seems like. So white should be better here. Play queen b4. This is when Fabi started thinking. To me, queen b3 is more natural because it pins the pawn. Queen b4 is more natural because it's on a dark square. And you don't want to be on the white squares because there's a white squared bishop. But I still like this move. I like pinning the pawn. Okay, he literally didn't care because he wanted control of d4. Now it looks like white's just going to be a pawn up. And Svidler just played here, and he's like, play f3. I dare you. I double dare you. Do they speak English in f3? So let's say we play f3, for example, then we can take it. Because this is hanging. This doesn't work because I can take that too. So you can't play f3. So Fabi's like, all right, I'll take a pawn. Fine. And the thing is, since black has a mild initiative here, and black can also double up on the bubble up, this is just a draw. It's just equal. Yeah, and Svidler played great. Yeah, Svidler played really well. And finally, he played f3. Boo, boo. Yeah. He's just going to win his pawn back. So the game really petered out because Peter was black. So it petered out. That's a Saruman joke, sorry. Yeah, and then nothing happened. They're just boring. Yeah, this is the most boring game ever. Then they had to find a repetition, and they did. Look at this repetition. Yeah, and both players were so good, they drew by reputation. So Caruana prepares 1,000 moves. He's slightly better, and then Svidler just draws easily. Very much like so. The thing is, even though Svidler had a really bad first 5 rounds, he's still Peter Svidler. And if he just plays like himself, then, he's going to win and draw all of his games. He's 8 or 9 times Soviet champion or Russian champion or some country. I can make up a country. He's the champion. And in the last round of the candidates, he had the black pieces against Carlsen, and he beat Carlsen, which looked like Carlsen wasn't going to play for the world championship, but Ivanchuk beat Kramnik. If Kramnik had won that game or drawn, he would have been playing the world championship match against Anand. But Kramnik lost. So the players who were fighting for first, they both lost in the last round. But Magnus lost with white against Svidler right before he became world champion. So Svidler's pretty good. Yeah. And he just made that like a really easy draw, traded everything just like Wesley, and white had like no winning chances. The engine's like, white's a little better, and Svidler's like, won the Russian championship before you were born. And Svidler is a lot older than Fabi. God damn. He's probably like 17 years older. The first time I met Svidler, the first time ever I saw Svidler's face, was in Groningen before you were born, and I lost a game to Frolov, Arthur Frolov. Yeah, Arthur Frolov. And we're analyzing it. Frolov's like, I'm winning and you're playing like an idiot. And Svidler was there defending me. Svidler's like, no, this is fine for Feingold and so forth. And he was my only defender. Because Frolov was just like, I'm winning and every move you made was terrible. I'm winning on move 7. And I'm like, what? Frolov was crazy. I eventually lost because I got outplayed, but I was equal the first 20 moves. You could probably find that game on the internets. Frolov, Feingold. Either 88, 89, or 90. No, it wouldn't be... Well, it could be 88. Probably not. 89 or 90. Possibly 91. Possibly. Yeah, Frolov, Feingold. Yeah, I got squeezed that game. He told me everything I did was wrong, and I'm like, what? And Svidler's like, frankly, ridiculous. And even though Hikaru was like 1 year old, he was like, oh, frankly, ridiculous. That's right, the Hearthstone player, Peter Svidler, and the cricket player. He's also pretty good at chess. Yeah. Frolov. Yeah, Frolov. Yeah. Svidler was 2,700 before you were born. Yeah. This was so long ago, Svidler was like barely better than me. But he was better than me, but it was close. That's how long ago it was. Damn, it was a long time ago. It was a long time ago. It definitely wasn't 93. Because I didn't play in Groningen in 93. I played in Biel in 93, but I didn't play Frolov there. Unless I did, and I'm confusing tournaments. That would be funny if it was in Biel and I'm confusing tournaments. Since it was 30 years ago. It could be. The Chess Games website has it wrong. Does it say Groningen or does it say Biel? If it says Biel, then I'm wrong. If it says Groningen, then they're wrong. Yeah, Groningen, I didn't play in Groningen 93. That's for sure. Oh, wait a minute. I did play in Groningen in 93. Because I moved back to the U.S. in July of 92. Or maybe June? July? June. And I forgot I went to Groningen. I forgot I flew to Groningen. That's right. I forgot about that. I forgot about Dre, too. And I think that was the tournament where they had the candidates, the interzonal tournament going on at the same time, which Michael Adams won. Yeah, it was Groningen 93. Damn. I can't believe Chess Games knows more about me than I do. I forgot that I went to Groningen after I moved back to the U.S. I had the Sanford Fellowship, so I could, travel. Yeah. I didn't know I played in Groningen in 93. Man, Chess Games is often wrong. Not never wrong. Okay. So that was the penultimate game of the stream. Świercz versus Rapport. This is another American outplaying a non-American and then no technique. Terrible. I mean, it was sort of like when Karen and I were going out before we were married. I mean, I outplayed her everywhere in the dating game, but then I had no technique, so that didn't work out at the beginning. Okay, so he played the London. Now this was funny on the Crush Hess stream. They were discussing C4, and this was the only line they were discussing. And they said, yeah, don't play this with white. It doesn't matter what the engine says. It doesn't matter what Magnus does. Don't ever play King E2. And that's wrong for more than one reason. White is better here. But the main reason it's wrong is Queen takes B1 is better. This is my game with Magnus. And then here, and I mean, people today think White's just better here. Because White has two bishops, and I can play bishop here and here. It's no problem. And after I lost to Magnus, there was a game in this position. Magnus played Wesley so, maybe even more than one game. Wesley played better than I did, but I know he lost one of the games. Anyway, he didn't play C4. He played bishop D3, and they were praising Świercz for playing bishop D3 and not C4. C4 terrible. Yeah, C4 is fine. Misspelling Groningen. Queen takes B1 was Feingold. Feingold. What color were you? Were you white or black? I don't even know. Were you white? Okay. Spence, you should go to karaoke tonight. I think I'm gonna surprise Karen and go. Have a club soda, choke on my rage from all the smoke. All right. So white played for no advantage, and he did his job. Yeah, this is completely equal for black. Totally equal. Okay. Now, the problem with Rapport, if he has a problem, this is a good thing and a bad thing, is he never wants to draw. And especially when he's paired down. He's playing a low-rated player. So here, he's just completely equal, but he wants the game to be totally insane because he doesn't want to draw. And by doing that, he risks losing. White didn't do anything wrong, and now Rapport just plays badly. I mean, almost on purpose. Sort of like, okay, get an advantage so I can beat you. Otherwise, it's going to be really boring. They're going to trade a lot of things. White's this much better, and Rapport's going to hold. He doesn't want that. So he plays Queen B8, which is, weird, but all right. And Bishop H5 is weird, just not to trade pieces. H6, takes, and then he takes with the G pawn because he's Rapport. I mean, I would barely consider taking with a G pawn. Barely. And the engine wants to take this, and it also says bishop takes a knight here is fine. Probably after knight here, maybe the engine is a little worried about that. Probably not. So anyway, that's all about equal opposite bishops, very boring position. And he's like, no, I want some action. Okay? And man, it's hard to make jokes when you can't remember people's names. Finally, I got it. Anyway, they showed this when he was preparing for the game. He actually knew this position. He said in an interview, and his coach, his second, was Alicia Bridges. Is that her name? And he was like, should I take with the knight? And she said, no, take this way. And he said, why? And she said, I want some action. I want to live. And he was like, all right. Man, complicated joke. Even I didn't get it. Enrique Mecking. Well, you didn't spell Mecking wrong. You didn't put a G at the end. But I still haven't heard of him. Yeah. Wish the setup was longer? That's what Karen said. Yeah. Spelled Fisher wrong. Terrible. Okay. Bishop E2, always the most passive move. I don't know why. Bishop E2 is okay, but it's unnecessary. Okay, Rook G8, Knight D2, passive again. Still good. White's better. Yeah, he wants to actually put his king here and keep his rook in front of it so he's not castling queenside and getting mated. Yeah, I mean, Świercz is like not playing the most incisive way to get a winning position. He's just like playing really boring and hoping these bad pawn structure loses. Okay, but he still has a big advantage. I mean, so I can't really complain too much. Now, E4 is a brilliant pawn sacrifice. Bam. The reason it's brilliant is this is the worst move in chess history because knight D6 check is coming. So after here, black resigns. Resigns is the best move. The engine even says so. Now you're losing your queen. Knight D6 check is winning your queen. This is the only safe square. So ridiculous to take the D4 pawn. Chumwick subscribed. Jokes and spaghetti, spaghetti. Good Chappelle Show reference. You taught with Susan and Dimitri G. I still remember that class. It was amazing. I am amazing. That's true. Yeah. All right. So King F8. Always play King F8. Takes. I mean, so White's just clearly better here. And I don't understand why Świercz and Shankland and Xiong, but I won't call him that because when they have these nice advantages where there's a 2-result game, they make it look like it's a 1-result game. It's like if Magnus was white here, he would beat everybody all day. And if Wesley was white and he wanted to win, which he doesn't, he would beat everybody all day. And if Fabi was in good form, he would. But these American guys who are second tier, they never win these positions when they're paired up. Never. They're playing me, they'd win 100 out of 100. But when they're playing somebody tough, nothing. They got nothing. It's infuriating. They can't do anything. And he always plays like the most boring passive move. He never does anything, even slightly aggressive. Yeah, it's always like boring. Like the engine wants him to play B4 and gain some space. Yeah. And basically Rapport's egging him on. He's like, come on, try to beat me so I can win. That doesn't work with Świercz. Yeah. Plays B4 when it's not good. Queen G5 is like equal, but what Rapport wants to win. He knows he's worse, but he's like, come on, do something so I can win. And then Consuela, who's Dariusz's coach, said, no. Yeah, Queen F4 is terrible. Yeah, D5 is the winning attempt. Then you could take on A7. All these pawns are hanging. This is pinned. But he just, he has to play the most safe move. Because D5, the complications, so he doesn't want that. I mean, if Rapport's playing an engine, the engine just runs over him and wins. And these Americans who are 2,700 to 2,750, they just, I can never win because Rapport's too good. The queen f4, ridiculous move. e5 is a crazy move. Queen g5 is just a dead draw. Queen g5 equal. But Rapport doesn't want to draw. So he's like playing to lose. Yeah, he could actually take the 2 rooks here, but it's pretty bad for black. Yeah, because he's a pawn down. This is the worst pawn structure ever. Probably white's winning. Probably. The rooks aren't coordinated well. Okay. So he just took that, attacking the queen. Always the most passive move. Rook d4, again playing for a win, playing a collinear move. Okay, and then queen takes h3. This is fine for white. White's still much better. Much better. And then he just doesn't want to win. Queen c3 is good. Queen e3 is not very good. It's okay. e5 is good. And he trades queens into a dead drawn rook and pawn ending. Yeah. I mean, any move is better than what he did. The engine wants to play rook f4. And I guess he was afraid of h4, but then e6 and g4 are both good. You can't play rook takes because your rook is defending your queen. So now you lose. Yeah, and this loses to this, obviously, and frankly. And frankly, man, I can't make any joke I want to make now. Jesus. All right, never mind. Yeah, now if you take, I can check, and white's winning here. Black's king is frankly ridiculous. But the thing is, rook f4 requires precise calculation, and it's interesting, and he just never did that. He just played like a baby. Yeah, he didn't even try to win. I don't understand. Most people try to win, but he's like, nah. Then they found a funny repetition. I mean, one thing is the top players in the world are really good at making worse positions a draw. That's one thing. That's why Svidler drew, Rapport drew, and Mamedyarov drew, and Domínguez drew from positions that weren't good because they're top and they figure out how to draw. But, the Americans, Caruana's better, can't win. Shankland's winning, can't win. He's winning in the final position. Jeffery has a big advantage. Świercz has a big advantage. And they make it look like they don't have an advantage. They make it look like it was a boring draw when their opponents were suffering, but they didn't make them suffer very much. It's like if I'm playing. So, I mean, this is, like if Nepomniachtchi and Carlsen were over here, they'd be winning these positions. Terrible. Yeah. That's right. No, actually, one of the reasons Anne Frank got caught by the Nazis is she was hiding in the attic, and Peter Griffin was eating potato chips really loud. That was the problem. And then the Nazis heard, and then they found him. Terrible. I know, right? I don't know what's more terrible, that joke or me referencing it. Does Świercz play the Pierce? God damn, no. Yeah, tomorrow I'll be doing Sinquefield Cup. I don't know if it's with Crusher Hess, but somebody. And it's the last round, and I'm very worried that So and Domínguez are going to draw really fast. I mean, So has a lot to gain by winning. If So wins, rating goes up, probably wins the tournament. He has the white pieces, but that's not his style. His style is to draw. That's what he does. Yeah, it's like he'd rather draw 1,000 games than win one. By the way, So does try to win when the tournament starts. Then he gives up. He's like 2.5 out of 3, 3 out of 4. Blah, I won 2 games. That's enough. I don't understand it. I mean, the guy's so good. Yeah. Etc. So will win. I don't think So wants to win. I think he'll be upset if he wins. He'll be like, oh, I didn't mean to beat Domínguez. I feel bad. Now it depends. Tomorrow's Thursday, and I don't know what Jesus does on Thursday. I don't know. So if Jesus is like, I don't really have enough to do, I guess I'll go hook up So, then you're right. Yeah. But if Jesus is like, all right, you've won enough games, Wesley, I'm going to go do something else, then sometimes he does win by accident. It's true. And so forth. Mainly, and so forth. Well, I was going to stream for a long time, but, tired and old. Throat hurts. Let's see, what other excuses can I make? Yeah. Anyway, I'm not as confident as Karen or most of you that those donations were legitimate, but just because it's never happened before. I've never gotten such large donations, and it's weird that somebody just gives you so much money. It happens, it just doesn't happen to me. If it was like, the chess bras or a car or the boat says, then okay, I would just say like, yeah, that's normal. But on my stream, abnormal. Very abnormal. Yeah. The donations turned gold. What? I don't even know what that means. Okay, that's not chess. That's not chess. That's chess. Yeah. Etc. All right. I rage you. So keep looking at our YouTube channels. Mine, Benjamin, and the Chess Center. There's all kinds of new content there. And over the next weeks and months, Simpsons reference, or was it a Family Guy reference? I know this scene, but I don't remember if it was Family Guy or Simpsons. And then it ended right there. The court ended right there. I forgot. But anyway, there'll be lots and lots more videos. There'll be 1-minute videos, 30-second video, 2-minute game analysis like I did here. They'll separate them into smaller videos of 20 minutes. You'll see the full streams also. I lecture most Wednesdays. If you want to watch me now, because, something wrong with you, you can go to the chess.com Twitch, and I'm doing commentary with everybody, and they put it on later. I got Hess commentary. I got Crush commentary. Everything. And I made some videos for chess.com a couple of months ago, and they're all coming out now. So if you're a chess.com premium member, you can go to the videos, and all my videos are coming out now. I did lots of different series, and best move, and best opponent, and best donation, stuff like that. So frankly, terrible. Yeah. And so forth. You can't get to sleep. Anyway, do as I say. And thanks for the huge donations from any non-mouse. That was a lot. That was a month's worth of streams. So that was pretty good. And it's one of the main reasons I'm ending early. All right. See you guys tomorrow. I'm going to, from 3:45 Eastern to about 8 Eastern, whenever the round ends, I'll be doing commentary tomorrow on the chess.com Twitch of the last round of the Sinquefield Cup. Yeah. What was the donation? You missed it. I got 3 donations of $1,000 from the same person in a 5-minute window. It was actually $999.99. So wasn't quite $1,000, but still it's good. Go Indo Queen. Yeah, I Twitch a lot because, it's Twitch. You got to do what you're supposed to do. All right, I'm going to raid my favorite Grandmaster, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, possibly here, and more likely just on the chess.com Twitch. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the huge donations. Bye, everyone.